Yo, we're gonna do it. We're gonna win the scavenger hunt.
We got grass from Yankee Stadium.
Our picture taken with Audrina Patrick.
Our hair perm.
Not cool.
All that's left is just 2 movie tickets.
Oh, man.
What's wrong, Uncle Mike?
For the 8 p.m. showing of that movie, that's impossible.
Impossible. We just performed a tonsillectomy.
But it's gonna be sold out. We can't just walk up to the theater.
No.
Wait, what are you doing? No, don't call your mom and tell her what a bad uncle I am. I'm a bad uncle. I'm a very bad uncle.
Relax. At bottom in advance at movietickets.com. See?
Really? Good. Yo, I think Audrina was into me.
Yeah, right.
Had it in front of the this review. Plus, it extends the time limit, so why the hell not? And it's like a footnote in time. Think of it as a time capsule of what we used to see before the films would begin in the cinemas. Because, you know, I keep waiting on that trailer, or that preview advert to change. Thinking, you know, I keep thinking that I'm going to go to the cinemas, it's not going to play, but it keeps continuing to play. And I think it's beaten the Orange advert so far as being one of the longest running trailers that I remember anyway. But here's hoping it changes soon because it's getting quite annoying. Anyway, I just got back from seeing A Million Ways to Die in the West, and I'm typically iffy about seeing comedies that's in the cinema because, well, usually they just don't live up to the money you've paid for it, and it's worth a rent. And A Million Ways pretty much is worth a rent. It's not funny enough. It doesn't throw enough jokes at you to be a comedy, and it's not straight enough to be a full-on western. It just, I don't know, just like hangs in the middle between the two rather comfortably, and that feels like a Seth MacFarlane wanted to do Blazing Saddles, but just didn't quite get how Mel Brooks works, or either that, or he just wanted to play cowboy, and you know he wanted an excuse to dress up and do whatever, which is, you know, by all means, he's got the money to do, so he can do that. It just felt like, I'll put it this way: the amount of jokes in the film is about the same amount of jokes you get in an episode of Family Guy, which is great for Family Guy, but Family Guy is only on for 20 minutes. This is on for an hour and a half. And once the jokes go, and once you've seen all the jokes that are in the trailer anyway, the film just drags. There's no decent pacing. There's nothing to keep you entertained throughout the slow paces once the jokes have gone. And to be honest, the trailer kind of lied to you. You know, I was expecting a full-on, you know, just in-your-face kind of Ted-like style where it was just like joke all the time, but it wasn't. They ran out of funny fuel about halfway through the film. They saved a few jokes here and there for like near the end, and then it was it. Then they just tried to play it straight, and it didn't do it very well. Even the Christopher Lloyd cameo, which I was really looking forward to, just felt forced. It just felt like another, you know, typical flashback scene in Family Guy where they're throwing some 80s reference in there and it's cool and funny. But in Family Guy, it works because they don't feel forced. They are forced, but they work well in that medium. And in this medium, it just didn't work. And you know, I'm kind of disappointed in that. But I wasn't really expecting that much anyway. I mean, it's a comedy, and they don't typically work in the cinema aspect. Usually, they're better if you take them home, rent them, and watch them at home. I mean, this film's good. You know, if you like Seth MacFarlane films, and you no doubt you've seen Ted. I saw Ted at home, and I'm glad I saw it at home, not in the cinemas, because I would have felt like, you know, kind of disappointed. But I enjoyed Ted. I enjoyed this. It just wasn't a good film to pay for to see at the cinemas because it just didn't grasp you like a lot of comedies I've seen have done. Like This Is the End. You know, the whole cinema was in uproar. You know, and it was contagious. Everyone started laughing, and then the whole audience started laughing, and everyone was just like really into it. Whereas this film, people were walking out of the picture because they were getting bored. So, you know, I can see why they would do that. I personally won't walk out of a film you've paid to see, you're going to see it, stick through it, but it just wasn't all that great from Seth MacFarlane, I expected a lot more. The film itself felt more like it was, or you know when a Family Guy does those like feature-long episodes where it's just Stewie and Brian on the road. It felt like one of those. You know, this film could have just been a spin-off of set in a Western Family Guy setting, animated, and just made for a lot less cash, and it would have been a lot better. On a live-action film for this length of time with no jokes and just nothing really surprising or in your face, it lacked quite badly. And I think I've snookered myself as well because I've bought 2 tickets this week, and both of them are comedies. This is the first comedy, and tomorrow I'm seeing Bad Neighbors. Now, hopefully, Seth Rogen can actually make it a good comedy like he did with this at the end, and it'll be worth seeing it in the cinema. Otherwise, I'll have just seen 2 mediocre films in a row. A few good things I will say about this the film. The music in it was exceptional. It truly was. It felt like a Western epic when it opened up, and it did hold the vistas and the costume department, and even the fights. The fight scenes, like the bar scenes and stuff, were really well done. There was hardly any special effects on a computer done. It was mostly all practical. It looked quite good and nothing too jarring. Nothing really took away from the scenes and stuff. But I was expecting a lot more, especially from who did it. I was expecting a lot more humor, and it's just stuff. Seth MacFarlane was, on key as always with his ongoing monologues about everything, and he was great. Sarah Silverman was annoying as hell as always, and the random cast was random and not really all that well used, although Neil Patrick Harris and Giovanni Ribisi were used quite well. I just really don't know. It didn't grasp me. It didn't grab me, and I can't really remember a whole lot about it. It was just like I was sat there and I just wanted the film to end because it just died out. It just ran out of steam, and go see it. But I really don't recommend a cinema watch. If you can, watch it on the illegal, on the internet, or just wait until it comes out. And no doubt it'd be fairly cheap because it's going to drop down in price quite quickly. Let's put it this way: I went to see it in the cinema, and there was 4 people there, and 2 of them left. So it wasn't that great. So yeah, that's that today. Tomorrow I'm going to see Bad Neighbors, and hopefully it'll be a lot better than this. Okay, see you then.
Blazing saddle, he wore a shining star. His job to offer battle to bad men near and far.